Okay, recording in progress. And if I haven't met you, I'm Stephanie. And so thank you for being here. Thank you for being on my email list. This is a Journal Your Way to Success in 2026 class, with the idea that if you give me 10 minutes, either in the morning or the evening or at some point during the day when you're in a good mood, we can help you bring your thoughts, your goals, your ideas, and your big kind of dream to life in a slow, steady, and sustainable way. Um, I'm not trying to get you to cram more into an already overflowing plate. I want to help you tweak and modify and fine tune. You still are you, but you still can do bigger things if you so choose. So that's what this class is about. Okay, let me share my screen. Do. Share. Okay, and then we'll do view slideshow. Okay, I'm pretty casual. I'm gonna try and keep an eye on the waiting room and let people in. Um, but you're here and you're in the right place, and you can absolutely interrupt me with chats or with questions. Just let me know. I'm easy peasy. And the only reason that there's moderation on the waiting room versus just letting people in is because it did go out to the whole group, and we don't want creepoids. Okay. Okay. So if this is you, you wake up and you're already feeling a little defeated, a little behind, and you just feel like there's way too much to do and not enough time to do it, and there's not enough coffee in the world to help you feel energized and just kind of able to take on the day. Um, please know you are not alone. Um, there's lots of people, lots and lots and lots of people who do this every single day. They sort of wake up feeling behind. And my hope is at the end of this presentation, you begin realizing that there is a light at the end of the tunnel and you don't have to feel this way all of the time. Okay. And that's probably not your fault. Because everywhere you turn, whether online or in social situations, even me on the soccer field, in the bleachers, overhearing other parents talking, it makes you feel like you're not doing enough. And the only way to quote unquote have it all is to just do more and more and more and more and more and more and more until you essentially break eventually. And I don't want that to happen to you. Okay, and hustling harder is not the answer. Um, I've been writing and coaching and teaching online since 2008. I have taken lots and lots of classes, lots and lots of workshops. I've spoken at things, I've done things, and essentially the idea has kind of always been that the reason you're failing, and I'm saying this in quotes because I don't think anyone is a failure ever, um, is because you're not doing it right and you're not working hard enough. And I do not believe that at all. Because there's definitely an easier way to keep all these balls in the air at all times. And it starts with learning how to slow down. And so if you're here, you're in the right spot. And hopefully, you've had the chance to listen to some episodes of the Slow Living podcast. If you haven't, that's okay. It's there. It's available at any time. And then also the new book, which is Slow Living: Cultivating a Life of Purpose in a Hustle-Driven World. And that doesn't mean that you're doing nothing. It means you still are doing the things, but you're doing them in a thoughtful way and in a way that you've planned out, in a way that you're doing things on purpose versus kind of accidental or being like in triage mode or firefighter mode. Because in real life, you still have to cook and clean and take care of the people and the pets and the parents and the in-laws and go to work and sleep and try not to be like our buddy Oscar and be a grouch. And that is what I'm trying to help with. So, how do we do it? How do we do all of the things for all of the people all of the time without having a nervous breakdown? So this is me. I really am a real person, and I really have done an awful lot of super, really, really, really cool things. And I've tried to not be a grouch along the way. Um, I like my life. I like my kids. I like my house. I like my family. I like my marriage. I like my day job. I like all of the things that I get to do. Um, but mostly I'm a mom. Um, and that's actually why I started writing online was I wanted to find a legitimate way to work at home while taking care of my kids. And so even though I do lots of things and wear lots of hats, primarily my number one focus um, happens to be my kids and raising them to be good humans. Everything else that I do is fun. It's fulfilling. I love it. It pays bills. Um, but at the end of the day, I truly kind of follow that phrase that says, you really are only as happy as your least happy child. Um, this doesn't mean that I'm giving them everything they want in order to keep them happy, but I do not feel like I had a successful day if I snapped at the kids or was short with them or wasn't myself emotionally regulated so I could take care of them to the best of my ability. So, along with all of this stuff that I used to do with the Crockpot site, I still do that in the wings, but now I'm really passionate about slow living. And so I have the Slow Living podcast. We're up to 218 episodes, and it definitely will continue in 2016. And I run the Simple Shortcuts to Peace group course.
2016, 2022.
Say it again? Oh, okay. Um, and so the course and the coaching will definitely continue in throughout 2026, this upcoming year. And then the best overview of everything is the Slow Living book. That sort of encapsulates everything that I've taught and coach about since 2016. Um, it's all in there. Okay, so what is the secret? This is a process that I have done myself for quite a few years, and had my coaching clients do. And now it's been tested pretty thoroughly by people from all over the world because they write to me and they tell me that this worksheet, this one page worksheet has been really helpful. The blue books that you see on the side, those are 30-day journals. They're available on Amazon. You can just search on my site or on Amazon with my name and 30-day journals. But this one page worksheet, I'll just send to you. And what it is it's this journaling packet. And what I would like for you to do is just print out page 4. So, and that's what we're going to go through today, is this mock-up of it. So let me in the chat just, let's see, how do I get back to the chat? Um, put the PDF and then I will also make sure that it's in the replay. The packet, but then you can open it on your computer because I just put it in the chat. And so you can go through it with me if you'd like as we go through this. Okay, so I put an arrow here. And the reason is I want you to have this kind of idea of what big dream goal you're working towards. And the issue is people make up these goals and these dreams and these visions with the idea that when it comes true, they will begin to feel better. And so that's why this big first question is how do you want to feel today? So it's this idea that you're working towards a goal and you know when you hit this goal, you're going to feel amazing. But often what happens is the here and the now, today gets neglected. So trying to feel good today because you're working towards something is you're putting off the feeling good as a reward, and that's kind of backwards thinking. So that's why the number one question is, how do you want to feel today? You're still going to work towards this goal, and you're not there yet, and that's okay. But along the way, maybe you want to feel proud of yourself. Maybe you want to feel productive. Um, Maybe you want to feel fulfilled today. And so then, great. How are you going to create this feeling? Maybe you're not there yet. Maybe you can't answer that quite this very second. But I have, what do you have to do in order to make today feel good? And these are kind of your to-do list items, and they correspond with the sections of the peace pyramid. So you have your time management, your health, and your finances. So maybe in order to feel productive today with your time management, you need to plan out the workshop or the meeting presentation you're going to do next week, and that would make you feel the best, so you're going to schedule that in. Maybe in order to feel calm or at peace today with your health, you want to take a leisurely walk around the block and chat with a friend. And then chatting with your friend is also hooked into relationships. So it's different for every person every single day. Some days you're going to wake up feeling really motivated and ready to take on the world. And other days you want to just kind of have a soft, pleasant, relaxing self-care day. But in order to make it feel good, you still sort of have to touch upon all of the different components in time management, health, finances, organization, relationships, and in order to really get there. Otherwise, you will feel behind. You will feel like you're dropping balls. And so it's this idea that in a 10-minute journaling worksheet, you're going to touch upon all components of your life in a thoughtful way that doesn't feel rushed. I also include what's for dinner always. Because if you're a mom, often the most dreaded question is what's for dinner. And my suggestion is to plan what's for dinner in the morning or the night before so you know and you're not kind of taken aback. Okay, so let's look at an example. So, for this person, how do you want to feel today? At peace. How will you create this feeling today? I'm going to go for a walk and listen to an uplifting podcast. Okay. So those are the first two things. Let's scooch down to where it says, what big dream goal are you working towards? For this person, we're losing 50 pounds before the niece's wedding next summer. And this was just an example from one of my coaching clients. So that's the big dream goal. We're still going to touch upon time management, health, finances, organization, relationships. Not your entire day can be focused on this losing 50 pounds. But for time management, we're going to get up work early for this staff meeting. For health, we're going to drink all the water. So that does actually help towards the big dream goal. Finances, bringing lunch at work and then transferring savings. Great idea. Organization, silly thing, cleaning out the purse. Again, has nothing to do with a big dream goal, but it will help this particular person feel at peace because obviously her purse has been weighing her down and making her feel uncomfortable. Relationships. Mail out mom's birthday card. Wonderful. What's for dinner? Veggie and chicken stir fry. So these are the things to put on your daily to-do list and to schedule in. So if the big dream goal is 50 pounds, the next milestone goal. So maybe this is a 3-month goal or a 6-month goal or a 100-day goal. And then her ideas were, what actions can you take today to help move you towards this milestone goal, which is a 5K? She decided she's going to go alcohol free for 10 days. Great. She's going to track her food in MyFitnessPal, um, and then go to bed before 11. So this is how you can narrow down these great big huge juicy goals that sometimes for some people feel out of reach. And then they create a New Year's resolution again and again and again and again. So maybe for you, it's not losing 50 pounds. Maybe it's, uh, I don't know, planning for a Paris vacation. Oh, this year it didn't happen. I'm going to put it on the calendar for next year. Oh, I'm going to do it for next year. I'm going to do it for next year. And it's the idea that you will feel behind if you don't start taking concrete action steps. And so focusing on this daily journaling worksheet for 10 minutes, either the night before or in the morning when you wake up, will help bring your dreams and your goals to life in this kind of steady way versus crash dieting or crash whatever it is that you've been doing in the past that makes you feel unhappy, um and like life is passing you by, and I don't want you to have that feeling. At the bottom of the sheet we talk about your thoughts and these doubts that bubble up. This is the work. This is kind of like the mindset work. When you hear people talk about mindset work, when you hear about manifestation and that kind of stuff, manifestation, the idea of sitting and thinking and meditating and stuff will just come. And sort of the same with praying without taking action steps. It really just doesn't work. So it's the idea of creating these goals and moving towards them. So doubts that bubble up when you're considering your milestone goal. So her milestone goal was to run a 5K. And in order to do that, she was going to go alcohol free for 10 days, log food in my Fitness Pal, and oh, I forgot the other one. I don't remember. Eek, I don't remember. Oh, and go to bed before 11. Okay, but she's worried. She's worried about these doubts. And we're only talking about 10 days of doing these things. She's worried she's going to miss out on having friends. And so if that is your doubt, and then you're going to journal out, how can you shift these thoughts towards ones that serve you? True friends just want to hang out, and they don't care if you're drinking with them or not. They don't care if you're ordering dessert or not. They just want to be with you, and they love you and accept you unconditionally. Calorie counting. It seems obsessive to track everything and it's not enjoyable. True. That's your doubt. But how can you shift it? Her idea is great. Tracking food's not forever. It's a useful tool until she meets her goal. Going to bed by 11. One of her favorite things to do is staying up late to watch TV. So that's a negative doubt bubble. Okay. How can you kind of coach yourself through that? Great. I can catch up on favorite shows this weekend instead. Those type of things. What are you grateful for? Studies have proven that people who stay in a state of gratitude and are looking around constantly for things to be grateful for are happier. And usually, when you're making goals and sharing dreams and having things come true, you're doing it because you want to be happier. You think you will be a happier person if it comes true. But right here, right now, what are you grateful for? What is making you happy? Pay attention to that every day. And then phrases of affirmation. Some people use the same phrases of affirmation every day, and some people have new ones. What I like about this is it's focusing you to write it out. There's a lot of studies that talk about the hand body connection, the mind body connection. And so writing it out every day is super very helpful. Yes, you could do this online and you could copy and paste. That is not what I want you to do. I want you to actually think of these phrases of affirmation and write them out and talk to yourself in a kind, thoughtful, appreciative way because I believe you are amazing and I already know this about you and I want you to know this about you too. The very last thing is if you are a female who cycles, where are you in your cycle and how are you feeling? If you are perimenopausal, sometimes your numbers are all over the place. And if you are already full menopausal, or if you don't identify with being a woman, fine, just skip this. Um, but For the rest of us who are still cycling, who you are on day 23 versus day 8 versus day 29 is not the same. So pay attention to that. There's lots and lots and lots of research about it. I've recorded quite a few podcast episodes on hormones and tracking. And so I just want you to really pay attention to that because it's not fun to beat yourself up. And I don't want you to compare yourself who you are today versus who you were like last week at the same time. Everybody is different. Every body is different. Every brain is different from one day to the next. And I would like for you to have grace with who you are right this very second. And the reason we're doing this, it's because a regular quote unquote to-do list isn't going to help you meet your personal and your professional goals. It's just not. And that's because your to-do list and especially and I teach time blocking, but when you're only doing it on your to-do list, you're going to focus on the things that have to happen right this minute. And it keeps you living in firefighter or triage mode. And this isn't calm and this isn't peaceful. And the name of this particular seminar that I'm teaching is Journal Your Way to Success. Getting through your to-do list on a day-to-day basis is amazing, and that's fantastic. Having inbox zero, wonderful, amazing. Put it on your to-do list, but it's not going to create this level and feeling in your body of success and fulfillment if you keep shoving your actual big dreams and goals aside. When it comes to time blocking, I have that bolded and in quotes and italicized because I teach time blocking and time blocking is amazing. But if you're spending all of your time going through only the things on your to-do list and not time blocking for moving your actual goals and dreams forward, you won't get there. You won't get from where you are to where you want to go. Something has to shift. Okay, I'm saying this yet again, and that's because your to-do list isn't going to help you meet your personal and professional goals. So, again, for this particular woman, her big dream goal is losing 50 pounds. She has to schedule in the things that she needs to do to get her there. So, if her next milestone goal is the Canyon Park 5K, chances are she's going to have to go for a walk or a run. Um, Multiple times a week. That needs to get scheduled in, even if the dishwasher is overflowing and you have to call the plumber. Even if her kid forgot her violin and she needs to go bring it to school, those type of things. These kind of milestone goals to get you from where you are to where you want to go have to get scheduled in no matter what. Maybe they get shifted and tweaked from day to day. Maybe it's not a standing 10 a.m. appointment with the track, but you have to get things in. And again, our milestone goal ideas were these, the a 10-day tracking for alcohol-free fitness pal and going to bed. So talk to me. Every one of us deep down inside has a big dream goal. Kelsey's on this call. Kelsey shared all of her goals in the podcast over the summer months. Currently on the podcast, Melissa is talking about her goal of writing her family history, her family memoirs. Every one of us has something inside that they want to do while they're still here on earth. And I don't want you to let these things pass because that's how you end up in your 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, talking about the good old days and feeling like they passed you by and you're not fulfilled. And I don't want that to happen to you. And if you don't know what it is you're supposed to do, that's okay. But think about it. Sit, think. What makes you you? What makes you tick? How are you different than any other human on the planet? What lights you up? What excites you? What would make you feel so proud of yourself and so amazing that You get so excited that sometimes you can't even sleep at night and you feel like a little kid because you're so excited, because you're so close to whatever this goal is that you can reach it and you can taste it and you can feel it in your brain and your body. So the acronym for SLOW is to simply look only within. And every one of us are different. And that's why for me personally, I don't like scrolling TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and watching other people live out their lives. I want to think about my own life and what lights me up and what I want to leave in this world and what type of messages and morals and lessons I want to leave with my kids. And that comes from going quiet and looking within. And the answer you're seeking isn't going to be found online. It's only going to be found inside. So moving forward, if you haven't been listening to the podcast, listen to the podcast and read the book. And then going deeper from there, Simple Shortcuts to Peace is an online course that I teach. It has one on one coaching involved, and we meet monthly. And one on one coaching I have, and that's to even go deeper. So these are live links. If you haven't taken the time to read through the sales page, it's all there. The Peace Course is stephanieaudet.com/peace. I am not interested in being like salesy or pushy. If this sounds like it's something that will work for you and help you in your life and moving you forward, I am happy to help. I'm happy for you to join us at any time. I want to help as many people as I can. So that is their coaching. Everyone who coaches with me does get Simple Shortcuts to Peace automatically, but it's very personalized. The coaching is for you if you've tried all of the things and you know an online course isn't going to cut it, and you want personalized, kind of more hand holding and customized homework and those type of things. That is what I do. But the Peace Course and the monthly calls do come along with it. Okay. Within the course, it has video modules you can stop, start, and rewatch, worksheets for each and every step of the Peace Pyramid. And the Peace Pyramid starts with time management, and then we move on to health and finances. And honestly, you can stay on the bottom of that pyramid for quite a while until you feel confident. And then you move up to household organizations and relationships. Relationships on purpose is the last thing because many times people think that their life would be better or more complete if only they had a better relationship with their mom, or only if their spouse didn't leave dirty socks on the floor, or if only their kids didn't bicker and fight. All of that can be true, but the best way to have great relationships is to make sure that you're solid first and you have a good foundation first, because other people are variables you can't control. And so that's why we have relationships actually last. The elephant in the room is, what does it cost? Things cost money. It just is what it is. This is to pay me for my time and effort and energying. So the standard piece course is $550, and that includes the monthly calls and 2 1-hour one-on-one coaching calls. 4 sessions of personalized coaching is $750. And again, you get Simple Shortcuts to Peace along with the monthly calls, and then 12 1-hour sessions. So that's essentially a year's worth of coaching, and Simple Shortcuts to Peace is $2,000. I'm fine with this pricing. Um, it's not for everybody. I know that, but it just is what it is, to pay me for my time and energy. I spend a lot of time thinking about my coaching clients. If you want to hear me coaching in action, there's quite a few different podcast episodes that you can listen to. I'm an open book. You can email me at any time. I'm a real person. I will get back to you. Um, I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm trying to be very transparent. And if you don't like something, call me out on it. Let me know so I can help and I can fix it. Within the Peace course, there are four of the ebooks that I sell on Amazon. Clean Less, Play More, Housekeeping for Normal People. It walks you through the 7 steps to a highly successful household. I have monthly chores, seasonal chores, twice a year, that type of thing. And then we walk you through how to schedule them out on your calendar so you never feel far behind. And the idea is you don't need housekeepers if you go through the Clean Less Play More system. So many people that have worked with me have fired their housekeepers and have written and said that their house is actually cleaner now than it was when they had housekeeping. 246 Eat is intermittent fasting simplified. Quite a few of my coaching clients um, enjoyed learning how to intermittent fast. For some people, it's a great way to kind of reset their body and reset their hormones. It's not for everybody. Um, there's a lot of pseudoscience that comes with intermittent fasting, and I tried to explain that. Um, and then as far as whether or not it works for you and your own body, that's completely up to you. You can experiment, but that book is in there. The Mommy Blogger Next Door is essentially a memoir of how I became the crockpot lady. Because a lot of people have asked how that got started and the different steps along the way. So that writes it out. And then How to Live Slowly was kind of the prequel to the slow living book. I wrote that first to see if there was a market for slow living. I wrote it actually before I started the podcast. And so many of the ideas that I wrote in there have since been fleshed out in the other things. There's also within Simple Shortcuts to Peace, there is a bonus mini course in there from jumpstarting your health and fitness goals because a lot of people, especially at the beginning of the new year, want a bit of a oomph when it comes to their health. The reason the Peace Course comes with coaching and personalized is we're not a one size fits all um, society. And anyone who's trying to tell you that this is what you do, and I have success, 100% success, and you too can get six-pack abs if you follow this particular regimen, they're lying to you. And it's marketing hype and it's flash and it's not real. And I do not believe in that in any way. We're all different. We're all unique. We all have different socioeconomic backgrounds, different religious beliefs. We live in different parts of the world. We have different um, just thought processes. We have different ideas of what is healthy and what isn't healthy, and that's fine. And that's amazing. And that's what makes you unique. And that's really, as far as I'm concerned, the difference between a kind of a slow lifestyle where you're simply looking only within and hustle culture and marketing hype. And it's just not something I'm interested in. This will be the schedule for the Simple Shortcuts to Peace live coaching calls. These are optional. Um, I do send out a recording. They are scheduled right now for the second Saturday of the month, which is exactly what we're doing right here, right now at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern. And that's because that's what works with my schedule. I have one who is still in soccer. She's 15. So my kids right now are 15, 21, and 24, and they are all at home. So I love them. Uh, and am excited that they're home right now. So my oldest is in grad school. My middle daughter graduated from a UC and is taking, she's actually studying right now for her DATs, which is a dental school test, and then is going to be working in January. So my hope is dental school is close by, but if not, it's okay. We will go find her. And then my youngest is 15, and so she's a sophomore and she still has soccer. So the reason these calls are early is because sometimes I've got to go to a soccer game. And so that's why they're scheduled. So I get it. They're not convenient for everybody. but they are convenient for me. But 2026 is probably going to be the end of the line. Um, and that's just because, again, my kids are getting older. My parents are getting older. My life is becoming a bit more complicated, and I don't want to have something looming on the calendar that I need to pay attention to and not be able to travel if necessary or help um, parents and in-laws and different people as they age. So I did a lot of thinking about it, and I think what I'll do is just kind of turn turn off this share screen so I can look at you. Uh, the more I think about kind of me moving forward and what happens, often with my coaching clients, I have them sort of journal out, well, if you won the lottery, how would your life change? My life would not change very much. I like our house. I like my dog. I like my day-to-day lifestyle and everything. But I do have a day job, and it pays well. It has benefits. I get summers off with the kids. It's going to provide a pension. And Adam, as I joke, is Mr. Spreadsheet. And so all of that is working. Um, but where the cracks are starting to give is in the monthly calls, and then also the podcast and keeping all of the balls afloat in that way. And so I did a lot of soul searching, and I really do think 2026 will be my retirement year. I turned 49 in November, so I'll turn 50 in November 26, and I think this feels like this will be the last year that I coach to this capacity. And so this isn't marketing hype. It just is what it is. This is what feels good and authentic for me. So I can see Katie's on the call. I can see Katie's on the Kelsey's on the call and Lynn's on the call. You're already in the Peace Course. I'm not kicking you out. We will continue to have calls next year, and you are more than welcome at any time to schedule coaching calls with me. But for anybody new, if you do want to join, now is probably the correct time to do it because I just it's not going to happen in 2027. I don't want to continue to pay for all of the upkeep on the website and maintaining the credit card processor and the video hosting and the files and all of the stuff that my credit card keeps automatically getting charged for. So there you go. Full transparency. Steph wants a little bit of more peace moving into her 50s. Okay. So I'm here now. Any questions? Um, ask. I will answer. Um, I think you're all amazing and lovely and wonderful and kind. And thank you for spending your morning with me.
I afford you.
Say it again. Oh, AJ said, will you offer one-on-one coaching after 26? Probably, um, but not with having the videos. So right now the videos are housed on Vimeo, so you don't have YouTube ads. I'm probably going to shift everything over to a to YouTube in still private page. So the video the coaching calls if they're videoed, and this one will end up on YouTube. YouTube still happens to be free, knock on wood, but the Vimeo, like they just charged my credit card for $460. I'm like, and it's fine. It's not going to make me or break me, but it's just starting to wear out. And then as far as um growing the podcast, growing the business. In order to do that, it's a lot of social media and things that I'm just not willing to do. And so that's why AJ. So I will still have a website and there will still be contact information. Um, but as far as an online presence where I'm doing all these things all the time. I will step back from that. Does that help? Okay. And I don't want anybody to feel sad. So don't feel sad. I'm worried that Katie looks sad. I don't want you to feel sad because you get me for a whole nother year, Katie. And I still will have an email address and you will still contact me. And the podcast isn't gonna like disappear. I just don't want to keep doing it week after week and pay for the editing. I just don't. Does that make sense?
If you made that choice, I know it was a good choice for you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I respect that you're doing it with intention. Katie looks tired. That's okay.
It's
Katie's
but
not slept much.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
It was all productive. It's good. Good.
Okay. Okay. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. Okay. All right. Anybody have any wins to share? What do we think? I mean, this is go time. December 13th is usually a pretty, I would imagine this is a very busy weekend for many people.
Yeah, since we last spoke, I've managed to get both of my girls' passports renewed and 4 PR card renewal applications done, all in the space of a couple of weeks. So
Wow.
ticking all the stuff off.
What was the last thing you said? You said the passports and then you said PR?
Our permanent resident cards.
Oh, okay. Permanent resident.
So
Okay.
I am
Wonderful.
working towards being able to visit my family abroad, like
Yeah.
for the first time in over 6 years. So I am ticking off all the paperwork that we need to get done to make that happen. Um,
Wonderful. Oh, that's
getting
good,
there,
Katie. Oh, that's
getting there.
great. That's
They've
wonderful.
been, I've been waiting to do it for about, I think 3 years ago they expired. So it's a big win.
Yeah, but also that's not your fault really, because I mean COVID was a real thing and people weren't traveling. So, well, good for you. That's exciting. That's exciting. Okay. Okay. If we don't have any more questions, I will stop recording and we'll send this out. And please know, I really am a real person. If you're watching the replay and you have questions, email me at any time. I will get back to you. Um, Always within 24 hours. If not, it's because I missed it. So bump me up again in my inbox, and that's just fine. Of Kelsey, do you have anything you want to share before we wrap up?
Sorry, Theo's not letting me have it today.
No,
He's
you're good.
censoring.
That's okay,
Um,
Theo.
yeah, I've been doing pretty okay. I got sick and I kind of like just fell off of everything. And I was like, no, I can be flexible. I'm gonna get it all back on the go.
Yeah.
There's Theo there. Do you want
Hi.
to say hi, Theo?
Hi, sweetheart. You're doing a good job. Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't give up. I
No.
got back up and I'm gonna continue. And I made a conscious choice to just maintain my weight through the holidays. And if I can
Yes.
maintain, then at least I'm not starting already gaining, you know? So just maintaining, which is working out really good.
Yeah, that is a huge win. Huge
Yeah,
win. That's
yeah.
wonderful. That's wonderful. Congratulations. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. It's the idea of you're not stop starting. You take a pause when you're sick and then you just unpause.
Yep. And that's what it felt like. And it's so much better that way. Calm down.
That's wonderful. Good. Congratulations. Oh.
Thanks.
Okay, pretty people. I think you're amazing and wonderful. I'm here again next month. And then the idea for January. So last year for January, we did a vision board party. So we can do that again. Also, we can do a plus and. But I do want to kind of schedule out and time block January in a way, and then the months to come. In a way that just really feels good. And then plus also, I keep saying plus also which I guess is redundant. Um, oh, now my brain's tweaking. The idea that when the seasons come and change and you start to realize, oh, well, this makes sense because every February I feel this way and I feel run down. That's why I need to make sure that I've got vitamin D in the house or I'm using my happy lamp or something like that. It's kind of the idea that when you're planning out your year to come, you're being aware of your own body's kind of in intrinsic in synchronicities, whatever that word is. And just realizing that there's nothing wrong. It's just this is a cycle, and the cycle will continue to happen. And this season is my favorite, and so I may have more energy, and that makes sense. So then maybe I front load the planning of my year to do more things in that way and that kind of stuff, if that makes sense. So we'll do that in January. But plus also oh, I see I did it. If you have a vision board, we'll share vision boards. Okay. Off. Off. Oh, it's funny. We just got Kathleen. Hi, Kathleen. We were wrapping up.
Hi,
But
sorry.
don't no, you're good. You're good. You're uh do you have any we finished the slideshow. Um and then do you have anything that you wanted to share? Because I'm happy to say I'll send out a recording, but I also don't want to cut you off since you just arrived.
Yeah, the recording's fine. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. All right, everybody. I think you're amazed balls. Okay. You take care. Bye-bye.